Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, huh? The client? Aha! Here's my guest now. My latest client with money to spend. What a weird way to... That conversation didn't feel like it finished. And now it's progressing here?
Oh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Herlock.
Remember, Iris, we are at present griped by the greatest problem known to man. Gripped? Whatever. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating, save locating a runaway, of course. Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you?
Oh dear, I'm afraid that Herlock can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent is due.
Oh my god, it's her! She was one of the jury people in the last case.
Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, please, oh please. Please find my husband. He's run away.
Oh. You gotta find a runaway now. To upset me.
I beg your pardon?
Never mind. A personal matter. My apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Mr. Naruhodo? I didn't say a word. What? Come, my dear madame. Be seated. Iris, some tea if you please.
Of course.
She just comes in here without even saying a hi. What's the matter, Mrs. Soto?
Oh, it's just that gentle woman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before.
Very recently. Yes, now that you come to mention it.
As I explained earlier, my name is Evier Vigil. I implore you to take the case, sir. Money is no object. Simply name your figure.
Money and wealth are a little consequence to me. Being offered a case to solve is reward enough. No, don't say that. You need money.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are the picture of benevolence.
Watch her not pay you, you fuck. I will, of course, make a mental note of your offer. However, for contingent reasons. I trust you will remember your words also. Shouldn't you accept payment first?
If I might inquire, sir.
Hi.
This gentleman and lady would be?
Oh, me?
What I am about to tell you, I should like to communicate in the strictest confidence. You understand?
Oh, bye. Ah, these are my friends. I assure you, you may say before this pair anything which you may say to me.
Ah, I see.
I can vouch for the gentleman personally. After all, he's hard of hearing. I wasn't expecting him to say that. Why did I ever get my hopes up? I know. I was expecting him to say something else. I was expecting him to say that he's a lawyer. He's hard of hearing. Alright, let's see what she has to say. Husband? Didn't even realize she was married. Forgive me for asking, Mrs. Vigil, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps?
Oh my.
Pshaw, my dear fellow, what is your intention? Clearly you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. What? If you wish to invite the lady to tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion. What? What are you talking about?
Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week?
Ah, I knew I'd recognize her.
I was here at the trial, la la la. To have a man's fate in the palms of one's hands, oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine.
I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now.
It must be very difficult for you as a lawyer, being hard of hearing.
I mean, Pardon?
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was frippery, really. Nothing more.
What is frippery? Now look what you've started, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you very much. Gee, we were in court with her for like so long. Should you know that? Whatever. Whatever. I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner. Also, Susato's here too. Is she also hard of hearing? Yeah. Tell us about your husband, madame.
Mr. Vigil, my darling, is 40 years of age. I have a photograph here.
He looks so sad. An entirely unremarkable gentleman, by appearance at least. How long have you been married?
It'll be 15 years this year. We have a cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live quite comfortably.
As it would appear. I need only look at you to know these things.
Oh gosh!
Your dress is the latest style. Your hair clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. Your eyes are animated. That means you have money because the animators read your eyes. Wait. In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared, correct?
That's right. He's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty, and he rather dotes on me.
Is he? I don't know why. I can't remember what they look like, but the two redheads that we saw that got taken away he wasn't one of them, right? He wasn't that taller one wasn't the husband, right? I can't remember what they look like, which would point to the possibility that he has become embroiled in some incident or other.
Oh, that is exactly what I feel must have happened, Mr. Sholmes. I'm quite beside myself. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will?
What exactly is your husband's line of work?
He's a warder at the prison.
A guard? That is somewhat unusual. They make a lot of money? They didn't seem like a type that make a lot of money. So, your husband's a prison warder.
That's right, yes. Well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder.
Oh, okay. Indeed. I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation.
Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they're carried out.
Dreadful punishments? Does she mean capital punishments? Oh, he killed people?
And at such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility, he is remunerated more handsomely than the other warders. Of course, we make no mention of my husband's work to other neighbors.
Yes, I believe your prudence is justified. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged?
Barclay Prison, Mr. Sholmes.
The only one. Really? Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment. If I'm not mistaken, there's a large cemetery just behind it.
Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery.
No. Lowgate Cemetery? The very place we were discussing in court. That's unbelievable. What a coincidence. Crazy. Unbelievable, my dear fellow. And yet undeniable. Oh, wait a minute! Then he was he the one who killed the professor?
Sorry, Mr. Sholmes. I'm afraid you lost me.
Ah, pay no heed, madame. Pay no heed. Also, that means that she knows someone that works in the prison that was brought up in the court case, right? And there was no comment about that? I don't know if it mattered. Ah, pay no heed, madame. Pay no heed. A private matter. This can't really be a coincidence, can it? Oh wait, he disappeared. Does that mean insider job? So, to the matter of your husband's disappearance. When did you realize he was missing?
Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday.
Why would you laugh at that? I'm sorry. Yesterday? That really is recent. Laughably so. Why is this fun? Why would you laugh at this?
The truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work. It's not at all out of the ordinary for him to not return home at night. But this is different. For him not to not make any contact for a whole day, that has certainly never happened before.
Oh, it's laughable because she's reporting him as missing, even though it's only been a day. Okay, I didn't understand what the problem was.
Oh, my dear Daddy, whatever could have happened?
My dear Miss Vigil, please, calm yourself. Now then, have you contacted the police?
Why, naturally, but sadly, they refuse to listen to my pleas as my husband has only been missing for 1 day. I was asked to wait patiently at home.
In truth, Miss Vigil, I concur with the police. However, let us not be hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage in my deductive powers to track your husband down anyway. Why don't you just go to his job and ask about it?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
I guess even if he wasn't at work, he could be like out partying or something. And furthermore, let me assure you, a chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. I seek only to put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's really all there is to it.
You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay any sum you care to mention.
You seek only to put the sweet's rent in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it. I also like that she doesn't question the fact that he doesn't have blonde hair, but maybe she doesn't know better. Thank you for everything you have shared with us, Mrs. Vigil. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation.
Oh, please report to me as soon with good news, sir.
Fear not, madame. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a hardening report. Hardening report, I'm quite sure.
So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes.
Good news should be delivered early, I always say. If you would be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession. Photographic print received from Mrs. Vigil in order to aid with locating her missing husband. He appears to have no particularly distinctive facial features. Thank you. Now, allow me to show you the door. Bye.
I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. You've been simply marvelous. You know, I think it every time, Herlie. But how do you come out with such nonsense? Good news in a day or two? Are you sure?
I can't be sure, of course. But then I didn't swear on it. I merely gave the good woman some hope. I hope to be able to give her good news, one might say. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of the day tomorrow. If by that time I've successfully located Mr. Vigil, we shall be mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Don't look at me with those pleading eyes. If you guys don't pay rent, are we okay? Are me and Susato okay? Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case? Yes, my hearing is surprisingly good, actually. Excellent. And what did you make of it? Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. At Barclay Prison, I mean. Ah, so you noted that.
Of course, especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery.
What? I didn't want you back. I didn't put the filter on my voice and everything for this. Fuck.
Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison, so it was renowned among us students at the university for being haunted by the ghosts of condemned convicts.
Whatever, man.
Barclay Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated.
The professor. The sun is also beaming right in my eye. Is that noticeable? My lighting on this is crazy. And now our warder from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem. It's all very peculiar. Indeed. But nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruhodo. Why do we have to do it? Sorry? Run along to the prison and see what you can glean. Would you? It's the prison governor you want. No doubt the man is equally worried. But aren't you going to go yourself? Surely you needn't ask. I can't possibly be seen out with his hair! But you showed yourself to the client, no problem. Why would it matter? But didn't you go to Lime Street with that hair? That's what I'm saying. That was quite a different matter. So, I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy. Man, why do we gotta care about your rent? We gotta do it for Iris. Of course you are. Is he like... Oh, I was expecting him to be at the side. Alright, we're leaving. Prison governor's office. Office of the governor, Barclay Prison, which stands behind Lowgate Cemetery. Alright, let's go see. Barclay Prison is on the outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. Its four high outer walls loomed quietly before us in the fog. Having requested a meeting, we were shown to the governor's office in the watchtower. Alright, come on, a little too on the nose. You're just gonna have a guillotine clock? Clock doesn't even have hands. Just a guillotine clock, come on. Yeah, you kill people, but like, should you be happy about that? Big man. I don't have voices for men! Men, our voices are too hard. This place is full of hardened criminals. I can't remember the last time a civilian was down here. What accent is this? Canay? And you didn't want to talk to an inmate, but to me. It looks like he's about to cook me something. Do you ken who I am? I'm the governor, Barricade. I have what? Barricade? Oh, yes. It's a pleasure. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer. Why are you sweating at me? And an Easterner, I see. Does that mean? Whatever. His voice will be whatever I feel like doing it. Yes, I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan. Japan? Did you say Japan? Yes? Oh yeah, I guess because he's the one who... No, he wasn't the one who killed the professor. Well, there's no any of your kind in here, laddie. Maybe you should try the prison next door, eh? Oh, you're racist! Probably. I didn't notice another prison next door, sir. Just two prisons next to each other. Anyway, we came to ask you some questions about... I didn't like to be so direct, but... I have no intention of speaking with the likes of you suspicious-looking Easterners. Yo, he racist. Now get out of my hair! So as soon as he finds out that we're from Japan, he reacts like this. That surely means...
Motherfucker's racist. I think it's because of the professor case.
Yeah, okay. You think so too? 10 years ago, Genshin Asogi, also known as the Professor, was incarcerated at this prison. And then, after his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison. I might have known. You're sniffing around about that case, aren't you? You're agents, aren't you? Part of Professor's great webs, no doubt. Just love that I can't decide on the voice. Get on with it before I punch your lights out. We're going! Clearly the ghost of that killer still haunts this place. We're not going to get anywhere here. Unless we can somehow prove to this man that there's nothing suspicious about us.
Governor Caden.
What are you thinking, Miss Susato? Oh! Yes! Her dad, Mikotoba and Jikoku, they were talking about him. They brought him up. I was like wondering where that name came from.
I feel sure that name came up in conversation recently somewhere. I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have some ideas to help us.
Come to think of it, I have the same feeling. Okay. I'm gonna examine. Oh, I can't examine. How did you even know I was gonna do anything? Is it because I pulled out my magnifying glass? Alright, where do we go? The hotel? Are they there for? Are they there? Oh, they are. He's just sitting here for some reason. Where is Jikoku? I don't know, but let's talk to Mikotoba. That's Professor Mikotoba over there. Oh my god, the sun is really in my face. Hello. Woo. Ah, hello you two. I was just taking a moment to catch up on the world now that I'm unpacked. But where's Judge Jikoku? Oh yes, he's not the relaxing sort. He's taking himself off to pay his respect to all the legal bigwigs.
Having only just arrived in the country today. Goodness, he is full of energy.
Professor, you mentioned something before. About how you'd known the prison governor at Barclay's prison. Oh, Governor Caden, you mean? So it is the same name.
Father, we must speak with the governor. But he refused to talk to us. He said we were suspicious Easterners.
Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story.
Yeah, he's gonna be like another Easterner, but older. Would you? That would be wonderful. If you have time now.
Sadly, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment.
Busy drinking coffee on a comfortable settee. You also just said you were just reading the newspaper.
Not now. I have rather a lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know. Oh, now, I mean.
Oh, sorry. I didn't say that out loud, did I? You Mikotobas are alarmingly good at reading people's thoughts.
Or could it be that you Naruhodos are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts?
Let's not fall out now. I have an idea.
Give me something to show. Are you gonna write something for us? What's he writing on that piece of paper?
There's a letter of introduction for you. Hopefully when he sees my name, he'll change his tune.
Thank you. The letter of introduction has been entered. A note of introduction on our behalf from Professor Mikotoba to Governor Caden. Hopefully he'll be willing to talk to us.
Good luck then.
What's stopping us? What would have stopped us from like forging? I like how he says he's busy preparing, but he's just literally sitting here. Why don't you sit in your room? Blackbird Line. Oh, is this like his ship ticket or something?
Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. The SS Grouse First Class Cabin 01,
or 01, whatever.
Yokohama departure September 11th. Well, London arrival 1st November.
Ah, that's the boat that Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jikoku came on from Japan, isn't it?
Yes, I think it called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover.
I think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Buria. Seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento for your trip, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary.
And I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Oh, well, how strange. Where could it have gone?
Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo?
Did I imagine it? Or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Oh, it's a good thing I checked it. This is gonna be evidence of something? What does it say? Professor Mikotoba has wonderful handwriting, doesn't he? This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. Why did you write it like that? Is it just me? Or does that make me sound extremely untrustworthy?
I do wish he'd at least call you a nice young man.
I'm really not sure that would help. Oh my god, what? How is this enough for him to start talking to us? That doesn't make any sense.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
He looks so sad. How come he doesn't have to figure over for someone who would be able to like execute person? But I guess he's not the one swinging the axe. It's a guillotine, presumably, because we saw a guillotine in that office. But oops. All right. Oh god, how do I do anything? All right. I'm gonna show you my ticket. Please respond. Present. Here you go. If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Caden.
What's this then? Can I pull the wool over my eyes, you good for nothing Japanese students?
What? How is this enough for him to start talking to us? That doesn't make any sense. Oh my god, what? How is this enough for him to talk to us? That doesn't make any sense. All right, I'm gonna show you my ticket. Please respond. Here you go.
If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Caden. What's this then? Can I pull the wool over my eyes, you good for nothing Japanese students?
Mikotoba? That young jock from the forensic laboratory. That Mikotoba? Jock. He was a jock?
Yes, exactly. Him. Oh dear. Perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Eugene Mikotoba's daughter, Susato.
Jings! You're the young man's daughter! And you didn't think to mention that before. Well, shut up.
I do apologize.
Well, and we also didn't really put together that you guys were related with Mikotoba, whatever. Hey, well, you best take a seat then. Can I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps? What is his accent? Is he eating a dog biscuit? And didn't forget to try one of these handcuff biscuits. Oh, it's handcuffs. Also, that bird is eerily still in that bird cage. Is that real? Your father's influence is nothing short of amazing.
I'm bitterly regretting not announcing who I was from the outset now.
So then, what can I do for you? What accent is this that I'm butchering so poorly?
Well, we're currently investigating a case.
It's one of your warders, you see. He's gone missing. Missing?
That's right. It's surely been reported to you as well, being the prison governor.
I haven't heard nothing of the sort. There's no missing persons in my prison.
Oh!
But how can that be?
It's Mr. Dally Vigil, your chief warder?
Hey, Virgil!
That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance.
Let's skip the part about him only going missing yesterday for now. He looks like he'd be a villain in a Disney movie. What am I thinking of? It's like a little bit of the guy from Pocahontas. Savages, barely. And it also reminds me of Clayton from Tarzan. Clearly that means something to him.
Would you be so kind as to tell us what you know, sir?
Aye, of I still haven't settled on a voice for him. I'm gonna examine the room before I talk to you. I guess it's good that this clock is quiet. This grandfather clock is...
It's fitted with a terrifying blade that keeps dropping down.
Do they not know what a guillotine is? It's modeled on a guillotine. French execution device. You might have heard of it. And yes, before you ask, it can chop. Heads off, you mean? You can't fit a head in there. Hey, no! Carrots and parsnips and so forth.
Oh!
Why would you be chopping anything in there anyway? Unless it's like... If you place a large carrot at the bottom there in the morning, by evening it'll be cut clean in two. In the morning, by evening? It takes a whole day for it to chop something?
Well, the blade must have an almost indescribable edge on it then.
It's a good thing it's not sharp. An axe, a hunting rifle, and 4 pairs of handcuffs. That's a daunting collection. Aye, there's a story behind every one of those. You mean the rifle was a famous killer's murder weapon, and the axe was wielded by an infamous executioner? And the handcuffs were once used to immobilize a fierce 4-legged beast when it was arrested.
I think you're in the realms of fantasy now, Mr.
Naruhodo. He's very excited. Not those kind of stores, Jimmy. Jimmy? My name's not Jimmy. That axe was one I used to chop down the cherry tree on my house. Miss Kaiden wasn't best pleased. Huh. The cuffs on the left are the ones I caught my first burglar was back when I was a bobber. Huh?
The stories were a little different to those you imagined, I think, weren't they?
Yes, to my relief, and in some small ways, my disappointment. Bird? I'd never expected to find a parrot in prison. It must be the governor's pet. Is that a parrot? Isn't that beak too long for a parrot?
Given where we are, it's hard not to see the poor creature as a prisoner.
Let me out! You're killing me!
Ah!
Has the bird learned to mimic the plaintive cries of the inmates in the cells? Oh no, he's one of the 3 siblings you see. And he still calls out the names of his 2 brothers like that all the time. Right. Let me out! Dinnae kill me! I hear you, laddie. You want your dinner, eh? Didn't you do it? Wait, didn't do what? What? Okay, whatever. I guess that bird is alive. It's weird that it's not moving. It's a very large cabinet full of papers, isn't it? It's labeled Inmate Register. Look. And all the files are in alphabetical order. It's 50 years worth of records of Barclay's inmates. Oh my god. I can't settle a voice for him. Whether or not they left alive after serving their term. All the details about the crimes they committed are recorded in there, like an epitaph, you might say.
Record of crimes and punishments. How dispiriting.
And yet, this man seems to be enjoying tea and biscuits as he talked about it. Yeah, you get used to it, I guess. Oh, one more.
I suppose these are all former governors of Barclay prisons, are they?
Either that, or former inmates who the governor has sent to the gallows.
Oh dear, they all have such severe expressions. I really couldn't deny either possibility.
Especially the one on the extreme right. His expression goes beyond severe into a whole new territory. Is that him? That one's me.
I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Is it a prerequisite of the job, perhaps? Having a severe expression, I mean. Of course it's not. Although, it is taken into consideration. A lot. You gotta be intimidating. Alright, we're done examining. Let's talk to you. We understand that Mr. Vigil is the chief warder here at the prison. Ah, okay. Aye, that he was. Strong sense of responsibility and dedicated to the job, no doubt about it. He was a fine warder. Was? Sorry, did you say was? Aye, he doesn't work no more. He left the job.
Oh my!
What was this exactly? There's a question. When was it about? Can't have been much less than a year or something? 10 years ago now.
What?
10 years ago? He stopped working here 10 years ago? I think he was that guy, the red hair. Aye, as I mind it. Gee kin, I haven't heard that fella's name in all that time. That's a way if he's gone missing though. But Mrs. Vigil made no mention of it.
I think perhaps Mr. Naruhodo, that his wife simply doesn't know.
Did he leave the job after the whole professor case? Maybe?
I think she's unaware that he no longer works here.
Governor Caden, can you tell us what happened? Why did Mr. Vigil give up his job here? That's important, is it?
Yes, I believe it may be. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
I can't help wondering, given that it was 10 years ago. Which was exactly when the professor was being held at this prison.
So Mr. Vigil actually resigned from the position of chief warder 10 years ago, you're telling us. What happened to make him leave the job?
In actual fact, he didn't leave the job willingly. He had no choice in the matter. You mean he was dismissed? Oh, because he actually didn't kill the guy? Maybe? He didn't actually kill the professor or whatever? It was after a particular walk. Sorry? A walk? Hey, that's all it's for in here. A walk to the gallows. An execution. It's the job of the chief warder to prepare the gallows trio and oversee any executions you see. I just spat. Only, Vigil the son unthinkable on that last walk he was manning.
What did he do?
I'm sorry, but I can't reveal that information. Yeah, he didn't execute the professor. He let the professor live, and that's why he was emerging from the grave thing, and then Sith shot him dead, or whatever. Like, he would, like, the... whatever. I can tell you that it's very rare for a chief warder to be relieved of his post. But why wouldn't Mrs. Vigil know about it? She appeared to be under the impression that her husband still works here. I wouldn't know anything about that, I'm afraid. Oh, God.
Can you perhaps answer one more question about the circumstances of his dismissal?
What would that be, Anne?
The last execution that Mr. Vigil was responsible for overseeing. Was it by any chance the professor's?
My thoughts exactly. I'm sorry, I really am. But I'm at no liberty to answer that.
I see. My father came to Britain all those years ago in order to study forensic medicine. But you seem to have been well acquainted.
The dead room, the prison, the cemetery all have a lot to do with one another. After all, they need fresh corpses for forensic research. Did you ken? What is whatever. Yes, I can imagine.
The advancements of medical science isn't always particularly palatable.
Your father worked in the laboratory just on the far side of the graveyard, in the basement of St. Sinus. It's still in use today. St. Sinus? That's come up before, I'm sure. I don't remember that one. St. Sinners, maybe?
Yes, that's right. We've been there.
We have? Was that when Olive Green was in the hospital? Mikotoba and I have used to ride in a carriage together and negotiate terms. For more fresh material, I suppose. Hey, and we used to sit in here for hours to gab on board dissections and all sorts. Oh, it takes me back. Over a pot of tea and a plate of cough biscuits, of course. Who makes the biscuits?
How charming.
He was a good fella, your father. Reliable and dead set on his work. But I'm afraid I'll never understand you Japanese. What? Because of Genshin Asogi, I suppose. Well. I can't tell you anything else.
Thank you so much for your time, Governor.
Oh, one moment before your weigh-in. He just has an axe attached to him. I'm sure I have it somewhere. Ah, found it. Here, take this as a wee souvenir of your visit to the prison.
What is it?
That's Vigil's dismissal notice. It's 10 years old now, of course.
Oh my! Are you sure?
Aye, it's no trouble at all. It's not the original mine. Vigil's dismissal has been entered in the court record. Harsh reprimand incurred by Mr. Vigil 10 years ago that resulted in him losing his job as chief warder of Barclay Prison. Thank you very much, Governor Caden, whatever. Well, in return, do me a favor and never come back here. That case is closed. No, there's no sense of coming here just once and then never coming back. We have to come back.
Well, I think we ought to return to Baker Street for the time being.
Yes, I agree. We need to report back to Mr. Sholmes with what we found about Mr. Vigil. What will he tell Mrs. Vigil, I wonder? I don't know. We're going to find out.